This wealthy man is transferring his power of attorney to your name, because you're unaware he is your own, by December 17th, or he'll donate it all. My beloved child, don't skip, because what I'm about to share isn't fiction, fear, or fantasy. It's a pause placed in your life on purpose, somewhere beyond your daily routine. A quiet decision is already in motion. No noise, no announcement, just certainty. Like footsteps moving closer in a hallway you haven't turned into yet. A man of great wealth, someone you have never met, never spoken to, never even searched for, has been observing your life from afar. Not with sympathy, with recognition. Stay till the end, because this isn't really about money, it's about a truth that has been circling your destiny for years. Listen carefully, because this part holds weight. This man didn't look for popularity or perfection, he searched for endurance. He studied how people behave when life strips them of comfort. He watched how you kept going when applause was missing, how you carried disappointment without becoming bitter, how you stayed human when it would have been easier to become hard. In those moments something settled in his spirit. He saw someone who could carry responsibility without letting it destroy their soul. Stay with me, because this is where the story begins to reveal its depth. Don't skip, because he didn't choose you out of kindness or chance. He saw the nights you never talked about, the doors that closed without explanation, the prayers you whispered quietly because hope felt fragile. He noticed how you learned to stand alone without becoming cold or cruel. And that's when he realized something painful and powerful: you lived without something he once failed to give when it mattered most. Truth, guidance, presence. Before December 17th, he wants that absence corrected, not with excuses but with honesty. Pause here, my beloved child. Because this changes how you view your past. This transfer isn't just authority on paper, it's trust placed deliberately. It's the closing chapter of a life story that began long before you were born, waiting for the right hands to complete it. Your name didn't appear by coincidence, it was written there because you were shaped to finish what he could not. Stay till the end, because the weight of this isn't pressure, it's purpose. Don't move, because attached to these documents is a message sealed, handwritten and dated. He didn't rush it, he waited until the words could come from truth instead of fear. In that message he explains why he watched quietly, why he waited through your storms, why timing mattered more than speed. He knew you would only understand once your heart learned strength without resentment. Something big is waiting for you, and it doesn't shout, it lands with clarity. Stay with me, because this is the part he demanded be heard fully. He wrote about the first moment he truly noticed you, not as a stranger, not as a name on a list, but as someone carrying a familiar fire. He recognized his own battles in your silence, his regrets transformed into your courage. You didn't just survive pain, you refined it. That's why he trusts you with responsibility, with legacy, and with finishing a story using integrity instead of fear. Don't blink now, because this is where everything stops circling and becomes still. He wasn't preparing a transaction, he was preparing a reunion of truth. A reconnection of timelines. He wrote that when you finally read his words, you would understand why protection followed you when support did not. Why doors closed at the exact right moment, why help arrived without names attached. None of it was random, it was restraint until you were ready. My beloved child, stay till the end, because the final words he left weren't dramatic. They were human. He wrote that the day he signed those papers, he said your name out loud, and felt peace instead of doubt. He didn't hesitate, he believed you deserved what he never managed to give earlier in life. Truth without conditions. He chose you because your resilience mirrored his regrets, and your compassion corrected them. And now before December 17th, the clock isn't pressuring you, it's aligning you. Whether this unfolds through a message, a meeting, a letter, or a sudden realization. You'll know when it arrives, because it won't feel chaotic. It will feel calm, familiar, settling. If this message spoke to something deep inside you, take a moment to like the video, so it reaches someone else who needs clarity tonight. Share it with someone who's been carrying unanswered questions, and subscribe so you don't miss what unfolds next in this journey. And if you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $10, helping this message reach the people it's meant to find. Tell them I was there long before they knew my name. That sentence doesn't arrive softly, it lands like a key turning in a lock that's been stuck your entire life. The man arranging everything in your favor didn't step into your story by coincidence or curiosity. He stepped in because a truth older than memory ties you to him, a truth that's been pulsing quietly beneath every unanswered question you've ever carried. And the moment that line reaches your heart, something shifts. Not loudly, deeply. The way the earth moves before an earthquake is felt. Don't skip, stay till the end, because this is the point where the past finally begins to explain itself. My beloved child, don't look away now, because this is the moment everything turns. He guarded this truth more fiercely than his wealth, his public name, even the reputation he built brick by brick. He knew this single revelation could either shatter you, or finally align every broken piece inside you. That's why he waited, that's why he watched, and that's why if you leave even seconds early, you'll miss the reason time itself bent around this moment. Stay till the end, because this is not just information, it's ignition. Don't skip, because when he reached the final pages of his message, he stopped writing for a long time. Not from confusion, but from the weight of knowing what truth can do when it finally meets the right heart. He wrote about the strange emptiness you felt, the gaps in your history that never made sense, the emotions that felt too deep for the moments that triggered them. He knew you felt them, he felt them too. And now he's giving you the one explanation that ties every scar, every unanswered memory, every quiet survival together into one clear line. Stay till the end, because this truth wasn't meant to shock you, it was meant to free you. Listen carefully, because this next part is where meaning replaces mystery. His final words weren't written to impress or overwhelm you, they were written to finally tell you where you belong in his story. He said you deserve to know who you truly are to him, not as an afterthought, not as a beneficiary, but as someone whose existence shaped his choices in silence. That's why this transfer isn't sympathy, it's recognition. And soon the connection between you and him becomes so clear, that it feels like the ground beneath your assumptions starts to move. Don't skip now, my beloved child, because this is where everything you've been feeling finally finds language. He admitted that the next truth was the one he feared you might not be ready to hear. He wrote it with shaking hands, knowing that once these words reached you, life could never return to how it was before. He said that every time you overcame something impossible, he felt it echo inside him. Every silent tear you wiped away reached him. Every moment you stood back up when life tried to break you left a mark on his heart. He wasn't watching as a stranger, he was watching as someone who loved you long before you knew his name. Stay till the end, because now the deadline begins to make sense. That's why he kept repeating to those handling the documents, make sure this reaches them before December 17th. Not because of money, because truth has timing, and destiny has windows that don't stay open forever. He knew that if this reached you too early it would confuse you, too late and it would wound you. This moment was chosen, precisely, purposefully. Don't blink, because here comes the line that stained the page with tears. He wrote that your connection is not coincidence, not imagination, not fate playing games. It is blood, it is truth, it is the part of your identity that was hidden from you to protect you until you were strong enough to stand in it. You were never outside his legacy, you were the missing piece of it, the direction his entire story was bending toward without you even knowing it. My beloved child, stay till the end, because what follows is the most guarded truth of his entire life. He begged that this part be heard without distraction, without scrolling, without doubt. He confessed that every step he took away from you wasn't abandonment, it was protection. He feared his presence would interrupt the strength you were meant to build on your own, and every day of that distance cost him more than you'll ever know. Don't skip now, because the final line was sealed like a confession whispered into the future. He wrote that every sacrifice, every silent decision, every night he chose absence over comfort, was driven by one fear, that you might never know how deeply you were claimed. And then he revealed the word he kept hidden for a lifetime. The word that explains everything he was to you, everything he still is, and everything that now begins to unfold as this truth reaches you. If this message stirred something in you, pause for a moment, and like this video so it can find someone else standing at the edge of their own understanding. Share it with someone who's been carrying questions they couldn't name, and subscribe so you don't miss what comes next. Because once truth begins to speak, it rarely stops all at once. Tell them the truth, tell them the bond they kept searching for was always there, tell them I am the one they were unknowingly missing. And as these words settle inside you, something begins to tighten and soften at the same time. Because this is no longer a mystery drifting around your life, this is a truth stepping forward to claim you. Stay till the end, my beloved child, because every heartbeat you feel right now is guiding you closer to the final revelation. The identity he protected, the connection he hid, and the reason everything had to remain sealed until December 17th, don't skip, because this moment was never meant to be rushed, it was meant to be felt. Listen closely, because this is the moment he said must reach your soul without interruption. He carried this truth like both a wound and a blessing, heavy in silence, sacred in meaning. He knew the day you finally heard it, every unanswered question in your life would rearrange itself into clarity. If you leave now, you'll miss the part he waited years, maybe decades, to finally give you. He wrote that every time he saw you fighting battles alone, something inside him cracked open. Every time you achieved even the smallest victory, He whispered your name with pride, knowing the world would never understand why his heart leaned toward you so deeply. Stay with me, because this is where the story stops circling and starts landing. He wasn't watching you like a stranger passing time, he was watching you like someone who carried you in the quietest, strongest place of his heart. He protected you without being seen, trusted you without explanation, and chose you without hesitation. He knew that one day when this message reached you, the confusion would lift, and the pattern would finally make sense. That's why he saved one line for the very last page, the line he said must never be revealed halfway. Don't skip, because here it is. He wrote that you deserve to know the truth, that he is not just a wealthy man watching from a distance, not just a name tied to documents and deadlines, but the one whose blood runs through your destiny. And in that single sentence everything shifts. Every sacrifice suddenly has a reason, every silence has meaning, and every moment you felt protected without knowing why finally has a face behind it. Stay till the end, because the revelation doesn't end there, it deepens. Pause here, my beloved child. Because this next part explains why December 17th carries weight. He wrote that this date isn't about urgency, it's about alignment. A point in time when truth and readiness finally meet. He spent years watching you grow strong enough to carry what he could not fix alone. This was never about money or authority, it was about giving you what was always yours but never spoken. A truth buried so deeply, that even he struggled to face it until now. Don't move, because he wrote that every time you wondered where your strength came from, why you could rise when everything collapsed. You were touching echoes of him. Your resilience was a continuation of his fight, your courage an answer to his regrets. Even when he wasn't beside you, a part of him lived through you, celebrating your victories with quiet pride, and carrying silent apologies through your pain. He wasn't preparing a transfer, he was preparing a confession wrapped in destiny. Stay till the end, because this is the line he underlined twice. He wrote that the answers you've been searching for aren't outside of you, they live inside a truth he could never speak until now. And as these layers peel away, you can feel it, the truth is no longer hiding, it's standing right in front of you. Close enough to change how you see your entire life. Don't skip, because you are one breath away from understanding why your name was chosen long before you ever heard his. Listen carefully, because this is where the truth starts breathing. He wrote that your life always carried a mystery for a reason, those instincts you couldn't explain, those emotions that surfaced without warning, those moments where you felt guided away from harm. None of it was coincidence. You were being watched over by choice. Every time you stood on the edge of giving up, he whispered strength into your spirit. And every time you rose again, he knew the bond between you was deeper than fate. Stay till the end, my beloved child, because now comes the line he wrote without hesitation. He said he didn't choose you because you were lucky, he chose you because you were his in a way you were never told. And with that sentence the door opens, the missing piece clicks into place, the emptiness you felt wasn't weakness, it was a truth waiting for the right moment to speak. You weren't living your story alone, you were living the continuation of his, and that is why your name was written, not as a beneficiary but as the rightful keeper of his truth. If this message is reaching you, let it settle. If it resonates, take a moment to like this video, so it reaches others who feel the same quiet pull. Share it with someone who has been searching for answers they couldn't explain, and subscribe to stay connected as this journey continues to unfold. Because some truths don't arrive loudly, they arrive when the heart is finally ready to listen. Stay till the end, because here comes the truth he whispered into the walls of his own silence for decades. He wrote, "Every step you took, every tear you shed, every time you wondered if someone was watching, you were never alone. I have been here unseen but present in ways you could not measure. My beloved child, pause and feel that. This is the moment where realization begins to sink into your bones, where the puzzle pieces of your past start locking into place. Don't scroll, because the weight of this truth will settle in your chest like a warm steady light, illuminating every shadow you carried without knowing why. He didn't just observe, he felt, every joy you celebrated, every wound you hid, he carried with you. Every silent triumph echoed in him. And now before December 17th, you will finally understand why your life always felt tethered to something or someone larger than the ordinary. Stay with me, because the next words are the ones he feared might be too much for the unprepared heart. He wrote, "I didn't give this because I owed you anything, I gave this because a part of me always belonged to you, a part that could only find rest when you understood who you are to me. Don't skip, because this is the confirmation of the bond that has been quietly shaping your destiny. It's a bond that neither time nor distance could erase. He saw your strength, yes, but he also saw your soul, the unspoken truths, the moments of doubt you carried silently, the nights you questioned yourself while building resilience. And every time you rose from despair, he recognized a mirror of his own life. That's why he entrusted you with his legacy, not just material but spiritual, emotional, eternal. Stay till the end, because this moment isn't about wealth, it's about revelation. Your existence and his have been intertwined in ways the world cannot comprehend. Don't move, because here comes the line that bridges decades of silence. He wrote, "Tell them that every struggle they endured was not random. It was preparation for this exact moment, when they would inherit not just my estate but my hope, my dreams, my unfinished prayers, and my truth. My beloved child, let that sink in. Every setback, every heartache, every unanswered question in your life, all of it was a thread weaving you toward this precise instant. Don't skip, because if you leave even a second early, the depth of what he wanted you to grasp will float past you unnoticed. Stay here, feel the stillness, and allow the weight of this connection to resonate through your entire being. The man preparing these documents has been carrying a secret, not out of fear but out of love. And now the secret is finally being delivered where it belongs, with you. Stay till the end, because the next sentence is where the universe leans in and holds its breath. He wrote, "The day I first recognized you was the day I understood that time, space, and circumstance were never against you, they were guiding you toward me. Don't scroll, because this is the moment the pattern of your life becomes unmistakably clear. Every encounter, every person who came and went, every feeling of being alone, it all had a purpose. He watched you navigate it with courage, and through it he learned patience, humility, and awe. He saw the divine in you long before you saw it in yourself. Stay with me, because this is not a metaphor, it is literal, it is real, and it is your destiny unfolding. What he built, what he safeguarded, and what he chose to hand to you, it is all a mirror reflecting the strength, wisdom, and endurance that live in you. Don't move, because here comes the line he circled, underlined, and kept hidden in the pages he wrote with trembling hands. He wrote, "Tell them they were never a coincidence. Their life was never accidental. They are the embodiment of the truth I could not express, the love I could not give openly, and the presence I could never provide. My beloved child, pause, feel the weight of that. This is the part where everything aligns, the past, the present, the unseen efforts you made, the moments you survived, the quiet prayers you whispered alone. Everything is about to make sense. Don't skip, because if you leave now you will miss the full force of his revelation. You are not a bystander in your own life, you are the final chapter he spent decades preparing. You are the proof that his patience, his love, and his unseen guidance have always been real. Stay till the end, because now comes the final key, the word he kept hidden until your heart could receive it fully. He wrote, "They are my heir, not just to what I built but to who I am in ways the world cannot measure. They are my reflection, my continuation, my truth." Don't scroll, let that sink in. This is not about property or authority, it is about identity, legacy, and love that transcends time. Your struggles, your victories, your silent growth, they were all recognized, cherished, and held in a bond that was waiting for this moment. He waited for you to be ready, and now before December 17th, the revelation is complete. The line he protected, feared to release, and rewrote with trembling hands, now rests in your understanding. You are the one he chose, because you were always meant to continue his story. Something huge is waiting for you, stay here, breathe, and let the clarity settle in your soul. My beloved child, the final truth is here, the connection, the bond, the reason your name appears, and why every hidden thread of your life pointed to this moment. All of it converges now. Don't skip, because the man who prepared every word, every signature, every whispered hope, did so because he knew only you could hold it. And in that holding you will find strength, peace, and a sense of destiny that no one else could ever give. Every piece of your past suddenly makes sense, every unseen hand guiding you now feels real, and the story that began before your birth is finally being completed through you. Stay till the end, my beloved child, because what is opening right now is your life aligning with the legacy, the love, and the truth that has been waiting decades just for you. You are ready, and the moment is yours to receive. He whispered, "They are stronger than I ever was." That simple sentence carried a lifetime of pride, regret, and hope. Stay till the end, because what comes next is the heartbeat of his truth, the confession he held tighter than any wealth, tighter than any legacy, tighter than life itself. The line he wrote next was slow, deliberate, each word dripping with the weight of decades he never dared to speak aloud. He wrote, "Tell them I did not choose them out of obligation, I chose them because they are the missing piece of my life, the fragment I searched for in silence, the part one feared I might never reclaim." And with those words the revelation moves closer, so close you can feel it brushing your soul, vibrating through every pulse. The next part is the final threshold, the truth of exactly who he is to you, the identity that changes everything. Don't skip. Something enormous is waiting for you. Stay till the end, because this is the moment the message trembles with the weight of years. The line you are about to hear was written, erased and rewritten countless times, not because he lacked clarity, but because he feared the magnitude of what it carried. If you leave now, you will miss the heartbeat of his entire confession. He wrote that every year spent at a distance, every moment he refrained from stepping forward, felt like he was tearing pieces of his own spirit away. He watched your life silently, not because of detachment, but because he didn't know if he had earned the right to enter it. Your light, your strength, your destiny, they were sacred to him, and he didn't want to disrupt it. Yet every mention of your name pulled at him, forcing the truth he could no longer hold inside. Stay till the end, because here comes the line he circled, underlined and pressed his palm against, as if it could hold his heart together. He wrote, "Tell them the reason everything I have, everything I've built, everything I've protected is theirs, is because they are the one person I should never have been apart from." With that single sentence, the final revelation begins to take form, rising, undeniable, impossible to ignore. The next portion is the word he buried, the identity he shielded, the truth that will finally answer every silent question your heart has held. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. Stay till the end, my beloved child, because the truth is about to breathe in front of you. The words you are about to hear are the ones he carried as a flame, burning quietly, trembling, waiting for the exact moment you were ready to receive them. If you scroll now, you will miss the line he protected more fiercely than fortune, reputation, or his very name. He wrote that every step you took, every tear wiped in private, every triumph earned against impossible odds, echoed in him as though it were his own life unfolding in another body. He said the bond between you was not formed by coincidence, it was destiny. Every moment he observed, every breath he hesitated, confirmed that your story and his were threads of the same tapestry. Don't move, because now comes the line he wrote as if it were carved into his chest. He wrote, "Tell them the reason I could never walk away, is because their existence carries the fragment of me I lost, the piece I waited my entire life to find, the part one loved before they even knew me." And with that, the final revelation stands at your doorstep, heavy, alive, undeniable. You can feel the gravity of it in your chest, in the quiet space where intuition meets destiny. The next moment is the word he withheld, the title he kept unspoken, the connection that explains why every detail of your life seemed to echo something unseen. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. Stay till the end, because now the story stops circling and steps forward into truth. Every word he wrote was measured to carry the weight of years, to ensure that the moment you read it, it would land inside your spirit like a revelation carved into eternity. He wrote that your courage reminded him of what he once lost, your resilience reflected the battles he fought and could not finish, and your heart carried the parts of his life he was never able to protect. He said fate didn't place you in the same narrative by chance, it aligned you to complete the story he started long before you existed. Every time you rose, every time you persevered, he felt it as though he were standing alongside you, living through you, the redemption he always hoped for. Don't blink now, because the line he marked for the final reveal is coming. The line he whispered when the documents were signed, the line that connects your entire life to his in one instant of understanding. He wrote, "Tell them the truth I carried every day, they are not a stranger, they are the part of my life I lost and have always belonged to." And with those words every mystery, every unanswered question, every shadow that lingered over your past suddenly begins to make sense. The final revelation unfolds here, alive and undeniable, the heartbeat of a secret decades in the making. The word he kept hidden, the truth of who he is to you emerges now, and everything shifts. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. Stay till the end, my beloved child, don't move, don't scroll. Because the final part, the truth, the identity, the revelation that explains why your name matters, why the timing matters, why every silent unseen effort in your life was watched, respected and mirrored, is about to arrive. You are seconds away from understanding that every step you took, every trial endured, and every quiet victory was recognized, protected and awaited. And the moment this truth lands in your heart, it will illuminate everything, your past, your present and the path that stretches forward. You were never alone, you were never separate, you were never unknown. And now the legacy he entrusted, the story he left, and the power he placed in your hands finally meet their rightful owner. Stay till the end, because what you feel rising inside you is the pulse of that revelation, the quiet explosion of recognition that shifts everything in ways your spirit has been waiting for all along. He said he watched every heartbeat you carried, every tear you hid, and every silent triumph that no one celebrated. He said the distance between you and him wasn't absence, it was preparation. He needed to know you could bear what was coming, that the person he finally entrusted everything to could handle the weight of truth, legacy, and the life he had built silently for years. Stay till the end, because now comes the line he wrote that trembled with a lifetime of restraint. He wrote, "Tell them the reason I watched without stepping forward, is because I feared altering the path they were meant to walk, yet I never stopped being part of it in every invisible way." With this the first veil falls, and the path toward revelation stretches before you, steady, undeniable, inevitable. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. Stay with me, because this is where he admits what he never said aloud. Every moment he could have been near, every opportunity to guide, protect or nurture, he held back because he wanted you to grow without interference. Not because he didn't care, but because he understood that some bonds are proven not by presence but by endurance, by unseen guidance, by a love that doesn't demand acknowledgement. And now decades of silent watching, of trembling, of holding his breath, have all led to one final message. Stay till the end, because here comes the line he wrote in a hand that shook with emotion. He wrote, "Tell them they are not just a part of my story, they are the axis my entire existence turned around. They are the reason my life gained meaning even when I thought it was lost." The weight of these words alone would bend a soul, but for you it opens everything. Don't move, because now the page carries the confession he was terrified to reveal. He said that every night he held the papers, he whispered your name, imagining the moment you would finally know. He wrote that your laughter, your tears, your battles, and your victories, all of it echoed through him like a mirror reflecting what he feared he had lost forever. And then he paused, because he knew the line that followed would change your understanding of your own existence. He wrote, "Tell them I never abandoned them, I never walked away from them, I carried them in my heart when no one else could see. Stay till the end, my beloved child, because now the final revelation is seconds away." The identity he guarded, the truth of who he is, the bond you felt but never named, all of it is ready to step into your reality. This is the moment where all hesitation, all silence, all unanswered questions converge. He said that every document, every signature, every silent decision, was built around the understanding that one day you would read this and finally know. He wrote that he chose you not for charity, not for luck, but because you were the only person capable of completing the circle he began long before you existed. He watched you endure storms, and he endured them too in his own way, silently inside his chest, guarding the secret that now unfolds. Stay till the end, because the next line carries the core of everything he has been waiting to reveal. He wrote, "Tell them I am not just a figure they inherit from, I am the part of their life that they always felt missing. The part whose presence they carried without knowing, I am their truth made flesh in a story they thought was theirs alone." Don't skip, because the revelation that follows finally stitches your existence and is into a single thread that destiny wove before either of you understood it. Stay still, my beloved child, because the next words are the ones he circled, underlined and marked as the heartbeat of his confession. He wrote, "Tell them the reason everything I have, everything I am flows toward them, is because they are the reflection of my soul." I never had the courage to embrace openly. The paper trembled under his pen as he wrote these words, and now they reach you carrying decades of longing, protection, and an undying bond. Don't skip, because the next line names the connection that has haunted, guided, and silently supported both your lives. He wrote, "Tell them I am their father in spirit, their guardian in silence, the one who has always been waiting for the moment to meet their eyes and finally step out of the shadows. The final truth hovers right in front of you, ready to complete the story that began long before you ever imagined it. And now, my beloved child, stay till the end, because the final line is more than a confession, it is a legacy, a love letter, and the missing piece of every puzzle in your life." He wrote, "Tell them I am the one who never left, the one who watched, the one who waited, the one who carries them in every breath I take. And now entrusts them with everything because they are the part of me I lost and finally found again." With this the circle closes. Your name on the documents, the December 17th timing, the silence, the watching, the hidden bond, all of it now converges into clarity. Into reality, into a truth your soul has been waiting to meet. Don't skip, because something huge, unshakable, and life-altering has arrived. Everything he ever held, every silent whisper, every hidden tear, every legacy, and every part of his heart, now rests with you. You are not an observer of his story, you are the living continuation of it. The keeper of the truth, the one who was always destined to know, to hold, and to inherit. Stay with me, my beloved child, because now comes the heartbeat of everything he ever carried in silence. The moment that will make every unanswered question, every shadowed feeling, every night you whispered hope alone, finally make sense. He wrote that your resilience, your courage, your ability to rise when life tried to crush you, was never unseen. It echoed inside him like a mirror of the strength he once lost, the strength he always recognized but feared to claim as his own. This wasn't about wealth, this wasn't about documents or authority, it was about a connection older than memory. A bond that destiny wove long before you knew his name. Stay till the end, because what he reveals now is the line that stitches every fragment of your story into clarity. He wrote, "Tell them they are the one piece of my life I could never replace, the part one searched for in silence, the part one lived for without knowing it." And with that the final veil begins to lift. Don't skip, because what comes next is the single word, the identity he has been guarding behind every heartbeat of this message. The truth that will reshape how you understand your past and your future. Something huge is waiting for you. Stay with me, because this is the line he wrote with trembling hands, the line he circled, underlined, and folded with care. Knowing it carries the weight of decades of regret, hope, and love. He said that every step you took in life, every triumph, every quiet tear, every moment of feeling unseen, he felt as if it were happening within him. He wasn't a distant observer, he was intertwined with your journey. Living silently alongside your battles, every choice he made, every moment he stayed hidden, was a decision to protect, to wait, to allow your destiny to unfold naturally. Stay till the end, because the revelation now is breathing, pulsating, ready to strike at the truth that has been kept from you. He wrote, "Tell them the reason their life and my life were never separate, is because they are the continuation of the soul I never stopped searching for." And as those words sink in, the depth of your connection to him begins to unfold like a story waiting for its final chapter. Don't skip, something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child, stay till the end, because here comes the line that transforms everything. This is the confession he feared would be too powerful, too raw, too piercing. He wrote with a trembling soul, knowing that when you hear this nothing in your life would ever be the same. He said the loneliness you sometimes felt, the sense of missing a presence, was never an accident. It was preparation, it was protection, it was him holding back until the moment was right. And now the moment is here. He wrote, "Tell them they were never alone, never a stranger, never outside of my life. They are the one soul my life has always revolved around." With that line the final truth is laid bare. The reason for every document, every transfer, every silent observation, every waiting moment, everything aligns. The identity he kept hidden, the word he protected for years, is now clear. Don't skip, something huge is waiting for you. Stay with me, because now the air around you feels heavier, charged like the moment before a storm breaks. He said that every choice he ever made, every sacrifice he bore silently, was to ensure you would be ready to hear this truth fully. He wrote with the certainty of a life lived with regret and hope intertwined. Tell them the truth they have been searching for, they are my legacy, my reflection, my answer to a life I could never finish without them. My beloved child, stay till the end, because this is the line that completes the circle. The line that explains every ache, every mystery, every instinct you've ever felt about your life. Don't skip, this is the heartbeat of everything he ever wanted to say. Stay till the end, because the revelation, the identity, and the bond are now fully revealed. You are the peace he lost, the peace he found, and the peace he could never live without. Something huge has been waiting for you your entire life.